that patent has been privatized, despite the fact that the patent is owned by the public.
During a House committee hearing, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez called out a big pharma CEO to his face. Watch.
Mr. O'Day, you're the CEO of Gilead. Is it true that Gilead made $3 billion in profits from the sales of Truvada in 2018?
$3 billion in revenue.
Oh, yes, in revenue. Thank you. And very quickly, the current list price is $2,000 a month in the United States, correct?
The current list price is $1,780 in the United States, and just to correct, the $3 billion was a global figure.
Okay,
for Truvada for PrEP.
So the list price is almost $2,000 in the United States. Why is it $8 in Australia?
Truvada still has patent protection in the United States, and in the rest of the world it is generic. I can't comment on the price in Australia of the generic medicines, but it is generically available in other parts of the world and will be generically available in the United States as of September in 2020, based upon Gilead agreeing to support generic entries 1 year
So
early.
I think it's important that we notice here that we, the public, we, the people, developed this drug, we paid for this drug, we led and developed all of the grounding patents to create PrEP, and then that patent has been privatized, despite the fact that the patent is owned by the public. We refuse to enforce it. There's no reason this should be $2,000 a month. People are dying because of it, and there's no enforceable reason for it. We own the core intellectual property for it, and as a result, people are dying for no reason, to develop this drug. Thank you very much.
Time has expired.
All right. Again, AOC is doing what every other person in Congress should be doing, but they aren't, at least not to the degree that AOC has been doing it. Now, let me read a little bit more about this Truvada from Gilead. So I looked it up, and I was curious how much this pharmaceutical cost in Canada. So in Ontario, Canada, PrEP used to cost over $1,000 per month. Now with generic Truvada approved in Canada, PrEP costs between $250 and $280 per month in Ontario, depending on your pharmacy. This is the amount that you will pay for PrEP if you do not have any insurance coverage. Most insurance plans now cover PrEP, including the Ontario Drug Benefit Program. If you are 24 years old or under, your prescription medications, including PrEP, PEP, and HIV medications, are covered under OHIP Plus. Most university and college health benefits plans also cover PrEP. Depending on your coverage, you may be required to pay a portion of the cost of your PrEP prescription. So this is a pharmaceutical drug that is a lot cheaper as a generic drug. And even still, in most cases, at least in Ontario, you are covered if you need it. But in America, I mean, the costs are insane. And the only reason they are able to get away with this is because there are different laws for intellectual property of pharmaceuticals compared to other countries. So in Australia, it can cost incredibly cheap because there are generic versions of it. But in America, the Gilead has a longer patent on that drug. So they completely control the market on that. They decide how much that costs for as long as the patent runs. So this is just one of the many examples on how the American healthcare system screws people. Now, Gilead also has done this with another pharmaceutical. So let me read about sofosbuvir from the Washington Post. What's more, while taxpayers are largely footing the bill for drug research, pharmaceuticals are reaping all the gains. Sofosbuvir, which treats hepatitis C, emerged from over 10 years of U.S. taxpayer-funded research through the Department of Veterans Affairs and the National Institutes of Health. But when the private biotech company Gilead Sciences later acquired the drug, it priced a 12-week course of pills at $84,000 in the U.S. market. By the end of 2017, sofosbuvir had generated over $50 billion in sales. Sofosbuvir is not an exception. The U.S. taxpayer has funded research for every single one of the 210 new drugs that the FDA approved between 2010 and 2016. Yet the companies that have access to this research are increasingly viewing pharmaceuticals in the same way that banks view their financial product: opportunities for short-term returns. So what this means, first of all, yeah, they're doing this with many pharmaceuticals. So they are essentially stealing from sick people. They know people need these pharmaceutical drugs to live. So what do? They jack the price up because they can completely control the production of it. So until you have generic drugs, or until you have a universal pharmacare program that would fall under a Medicare for all system, people are going to continue splitting pills in half or not even being able to afford their prescriptions because of the control that these massive companies have. The idea that in America, what gets prioritized in the healthcare system is profits over actually helping people is just completely disgusting.